Good morning. My name is Isabella Barrett, and today I will be addressing the issue of school choice funding in the United States. Consider this quote by American economist Milton Friedman. Quote, "He who pays the piper calls the tune." Unquote. These are simple words, yet they hold weighty truth. Whoever puts money into a cause will end up shaping the tone, the priorities, and the direction of that cause. And this is exactly the case with school choice funding, where the government backs learning institutions, putting conditions on educational freedom, determining what is taught, how it's taught, and which values are elevated or sidelined. But there's one thing that I must clarify first. It may appear that the term school choice simply refers to the individual freedom to choose your child's course of education. However, the new policy of school choice, capitalized, refers to the public funding states offer for children's schooling. Unlike other government funding, school choice dollars follow the child instead of following the school or the institution. School choice gives students the opportunity to learn in the best environment for their needs. This includes private, charter, and homeschools. School choice initiatives have progressed dramatically within the past few years. Currently, 34 states and Washington, D.C. offer school choice options, and these options are offered in a variety of ways, either through vouchers, tax credit scholarships, and most commonly through education savings accounts, or ESAs. School choice is frequently marketed as a fundamental right for the next generation. However, quote, even solutions like school choice are all too often Trojan horses, baiting citizens with freedom while tightening government control, unquote. Today, I will discuss the fundamental issues with school choice funding and will prove why the United States government should seek to eliminate school choice funding from the government budget. So, what's the problem with school choice? Well, the main issue is that school choice is just another way for the government to implement wealth redistribution. This may seem like a bold statement. Proponents of school choice argue that school choice funding is a better use of tax dollars and returns taxpayer money to families. However, there's no accountability within the system as money is distributed to private accounts. Government education budgets are taxpayer funded, and they're funded not exclusively by taxpayers with school-age children. School choice programs lack accountability and, quote, often give families far more than their tax contributions, revealing that school choice acts as a wealth redistribution program, not a refund, unquote. Furthermore, school choice disregards private education by expanding government authority. By funding all students, the government consequently gains authority over all those students. This completely overlooks the concept of free education. Learning must be independent if students are to become independent thinkers and individuals of free thought. Interestingly, studies prove that school choice funding does nothing to improve education, and even when school choice is available, quote, students are not opting to leave underperforming schools, unquote. A 2022 study conducted by EdChoice found that over 40% of students who receive school choice funding saw either no impact in their education or even a negative impact in their learning. Furthermore, in 2022, the Cascade Policy Institute conducted research evaluating how school choice vouchers affect student learning. These studies showed that 60% of reading results and 73% of math results either found no improvement or were negatively affected, meaning most school choice funding did not offer academic gains to students. So what's the solution? Well, ideally for families to be independent of the state. But what are the practical ways to accomplish this? By phasing out government funding in areas like school choice, including vouchers, ESAs, and tax credit scholarships. In 2023, Congress introduced the Keep Public Funds and Public Schools Act, a bill designed to repeal school choice funding through the federal tax credit program. Today, I am urging lawmakers to reintroduce this legislation. Supporters of the bill argue that public funds should remain in public schools. Reintroducing this measure would give Congress the opportunity to debate that principle openly and transparently. It is important to maintain a clear boundary between public and private education. and to ensure that federal dollars are used strictly within their intended public school responsibilities. Private schools and homeschools are set apart for a reason. Instilling government funding in these areas is completely counterintuitive to the concept of private education. This growing initiative must be dissolved before it becomes too great of an issue to confront. In conclusion, the United States government should seek to eliminate school choice funding from the public expense. Of course, the public school is the responsibility of the government, but its responsibility ends with the word public. When the government funds private institutions under the positive label of something like school choice, it gives citizens the impression that it is a policy that expands freedom, when in reality, it is a form of wealth redistribution and government control. As a country of sacred freedom, the United States is obligated to uphold the private sector. And one of the ways the nation can do this is to refrain from interfering with private education. Remember, whoever puts money into a cause will end up shaping its tone, its priorities, and its direction. Let's not let the government pay the piper for all our tunes. Thank you.